we need to have a conversation about school. The government loves to indoctrinate our kids in school. We know that. Now, what they're indoctrinating our kids, we can debate about it. Some people say that they're teaching them too much about black people being happy. Some people say they're teaching them too much about math. Some people say they're teaching them too much about slavery. Some people say they're teaching them too much about gay people being alive. But one thing we can all agree on, I think, in this country, left, right, center, forward, backward, whatever it is, up, down, ABA. But one thing we can agree on in this country is that school is not cool. In fact, it's lame. I remember going to school when I was a youngster, a youngin', not to be confused with a young kin. And no, that's not a xenogender. That is the governor of Virginia. But one thing I remember about going to school is that it was lame. It was totally bonkers. Some would even say it was whack, bro. And I knew that there was something I would rather do. And that is, of course, get a job. McDonald's franchise is fined for violating federal child labor laws. 3 Kentucky-based McDonald's franchises are accused of violating multiple child federal labor laws. The U.S. Department of Labor announced Wednesday morning. By the way, they're burying the lead with this headline. I just want to be very, this is a big, they took that lead, right? And they, went into, fucking, the Marianas Trench or whatever, and they fucking shoved that shit in a rock. They buried the fuck out of that lead with that headline, okay? Louisville-based Bauer Food, LLC, and Bell Restaurant Group, blah, 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 were fined, blah, blah, blah. The 3 franchises operate a total of 62 McDonald's locations across Kentucky, Indiana, Maryland, and Ohio. Investigators from the Labor Department's Wage and Hour Division found that altogether all 3 franchises employed 305 children to work more than the legally permitted hours and perform tasks prohibited by law for young workers. How young? How young? Guess. I want everyone to guess the age. I mean, I might if you read down. Don't read down yet, but guess, okay? During the investigation, it was discovered that Bauer Food, LLC, had employed 24 minors under the age of 16 to work more than legally permitted hours, including 2 10-year-old children who are employed at a McDonald's in Louisville. 2 10-year-old children. Imagine you're 10 years old, bro. What are you learning when you're 10 years old? What is that, 3rd grade? What are you learning? You're learning phonics or some shit? Fuck phonics, okay? Let's go down to the Mickey D's and get a job. Learn about the real world. 10-year-olds. Yo, just, 10-year-olds were born in 2013, by the way. Just throwing that one out there for everybody to enjoy. And they're already getting jobs. They grow up so fast. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Investigators discovered the 2 children were employed, but not paid. Oh, wow. That really, that makes the whole situation a little better. And were given responsibilities such as preparing and distributing food orders, cleaning the store, working at the drive-thru window, and operating a register. Investigators also learned that one of the 2 children was allowed to operate a deep fryer, a prohibited task for workers under 16 years old. Don't worry, everybody. We employed the 10-year-olds, but everything's fine. We didn't pay them. It's all good. What? Oh. Hey! Arcways Rickwood LLC allowed 242 minors between the ages of 14 and 15 to work beyond the allowable hours. Federal officials said in a prepared statement the investigation is also is part of an effort to stop child labor abuses in the region. Blah, blah, blah. 15-year-old minor injured while using a deep fryer in June of 2022. So what happens, by the way, when there's a pandemic? And well over 1 million people in this country die for no reason because the government abandoned them. The government rounded them up, essentially, and threw them in the volcano. Over 1 million, closer to 2 million people. And then the survivors of this genocidal event all pretend it never even happened. And that if it did happen, it was way in the past. It was a long time ago. A long time ago. If there ever was a pandemic, which a lot of people claim there isn't, or there wasn't. But if there was, it was a long time ago. Don't want to think about it. It's in the past. So when we have close to 2 million dead motherfuckers, and then all of a sudden, the survivors are like, hey, let's unionize. Let's get better wages. Let's take advantage. What do you expect these companies to do? Like, we had millions of people die. That's a huge chunk of the labor force. And then the rest of them are actually trying to get better wages. That leads them to 2 different categories. 1, children. 2, undocumented people. That is to say, what do those groups have in common? They can be taken advantage of by employers. So, that's cool. We're really doing a great job with our society. But don't worry, everybody. Don't revolt. Don't go out and protest, right? Don't do that. Go to McDonald's. Get yourself some French fries and go home and watch some Netflix. Because, hey, it's not worth worrying about. Don't protest. Don't run for office. No, none of that's shit. In fact, fuck McDonald's. Let's go get some Wendy's. Let's live a little.